Hi Sheddies, it's me, Eddie Stevens. I'm here in my weird fucking shed. Now I know this, if you've never seen this shed before, I know it looks like the kind of shed that a man would build and set up explicitly with the purpose of hiding from his wife so he can like chat with other girls on TikTok and send weird messages and messages to transsexual prostitutes and like masturbate here without her knowing, without his kids knowing, get up to all sorts of mischief and pretend that it's for podcasting. I know it looks like that, but it doesn't really look like that, does it? That was weird of you. I don't know why your mind would go there. That's interesting. My name is Eddie Stevens. This is Rugby Rant to Banter. We just had an amazing rugby match, haven't we? England beat Ireland. No one saw it coming except me. I said it would happen. You said it wouldn't. I'm just kidding. I said we didn't have a fucking hope in hell. Nothing really to say about that. It was by far the best game that I've seen under Steve Borthwick. If you want to hear me assess that match in a little bit more detail, although not very competently, check out my latest podcast, Rugby Rant Banter, episode 212. Right now, I'm just going to talk about the team that I think England should select to face France in our final game of the Six Nations. Now, it's an easy team to select because you just pick... God, my hair's all messed up. You just stick with the same team, don't you? Except you can't because there's a couple of injuries. Cunningham South injured himself with a strong cameo, hurt himself, so he can't play, so we've got to replace him. And then, of course, Feo Weboso has just ruled himself out after self-diagnosing himself with a concussion. Now, who's he to self-diagnose? He's not a fucking doctor, is he? Not yet. So he's ruled himself out. So those are the only two players we need to replace. Now, I suspect that Steve Borthwick will make this very simple. Ethan Roots will come in for Cunningham South on the bench. And Elliot Daly will come in to replace Feo Weboso. And, well, actually, is it that simple? Who's he going to put on the bench? I don't bloody know. What I would like to do, though, is I wouldn't bring Ethan Roots in. I haven't been convinced by Ethan Roots. I know he's got a lot of big fans at Exeter, and a lot of people talk about his unseen work. I hate it when people talk about unseen work. A lot of really poor selections have been justified by using that term, unseen work. I'll stop doing this. If it's unseen, how do you know he's doing it? Like, I said on a recent episode of Rugby Rant to Banter that I wanted George Martin in instead of Ethan Roots because he does all the unseen work, but you bloody well notice it. And that's the thing. If you're looking for it, you should be able to see it. Ethan Roots isn't a crap player. I'm not saying it wouldn't be the end of the world if he was brought in. Speaking of unseen work, I don't see it from him. I would prefer to have... get a bit crazy with it. Bring in, of all people, Guy Pepper. I know what you're thinking. I'm a complete moron. Well, maybe. But I just see it as in the same way that Feo Weboso was brought in with very young, very inexperienced, and his energy and his physicality and his just athleticism and his enthusiasm, I think, has been of a huge benefit to the squad. You look at this England squad, there's a lot of experience. I think with the back row, Cunningham South is fairly young and inexperienced. And look what he was doing. He was starting to look really good. Bring in Guy Pepper, give him some time off the bench. I think he'd do really well. To replace Feo Weboso, I wouldn't bring Daly off the bench in place of him because I really like having Elliot Daly on the bench because of his versatility. And I would like to use the same logic as bringing in Guy Pepper, getting a younger, more exciting player. Now that I say that, I don't know how old this player is, but I would bring in Tom Roebuck from Sale. I've rated him for a really long time, even if it's just to stop teams like Scotland stealing him. Only the most egregious shithole countries steal other players' wingers. Feiowoboso is Welsh. I would like to just take care of business, get him capped so they can't have him. And I actually think he could be a very valuable England player over the years. He's exactly the kind of winger that Steve Borthwick likes. He's big and strong and fast. He knows how to finish. He's great in the air. I can't believe he hasn't been capped yet. So get him in there. It was a quick video, wasn't it? That's all I have to say. Same squad. Guy Pepper on the bench. It won't be, but that's what I would do. And Roebuck in to replace Feiowoboso. It's a huge shame that Feiowoboso isn't there. But, you know, that's fucking life, isn't it? I got to go because I've got some trans escorts that I need to respond to. Oh, not that one. That just looks like a man. Okay, bye.